Hey there you guys, welcome to Oblivion Remastered on Ryzen 7 5700X and RTX 5070, 32 gigs of DDR4 RAM. The game is set on 1440p, max settings possible including Lumen, which is there are two options you can do in games, hardware Lumen and software. There is no option to turn that off except using a mod. I'll be testing this when we're done with in-game settings. So yeah, 1440p max settings possible, DLAA. Let's see how things will go. Frame gen is off at the moment. 37 FPS with 99 GPU usage, almost 100% drops to 94. You can jump in water. One sec. Yeah, you can do. That's weird. Recalculating the FPS. I'm not gonna be testing how many frames we get indoors, of course. The game will perform completely different indoors, so yeah, I'll be just testing the outside.
You'll never keep me down!
Here we go, let's take this out. Let's leave this place. So GPU usage is almost 100% with 39, 40 FPS. There are a lot of stutters. Yeah, so let's try DLSS quality. Game feels a bit smoother with the GPU usage dropped. We're officially bottlenecked. We're gonna be facing huge bottlenecks in this. RAM usage is almost 20 gigabytes. 39 FPS, so yeah, same performance. We are officially bottlenecked. Let's try frame gen. Recalculating frames. So 1440p DLSS quality, max settings possible. Frame gen is on. Who's that guy? Come here. Is he a bandit? No, I don't think so. So yeah, the FPS of the game is smooth. GPU usage is 90%. Drops to 80, 70. 80 FPS there, recalculating so we can see the loads better. Stutters are gone. Most of the stutters gone when I turned on the DLSS quality. I don't feel any input lags. So yeah, the loads keeps dropping, the game keeps stuttering now and then. because I only played Skyrim, never played Oblivion. Skyrim was my first. So yeah, GPU usage is almost 90%, is almost 100% sometimes. With the FPS between 80 and 90, the game performing really good. On this frame gen, I don't feel any input lags or latency. I'm playing on the controller. I'm switching to keyboard now. The mouse. Oh, there is some guy in here. I'll fight him, then I'll see about the input lags with keyboard and mouse.
It's a fight.
I don't know what happened there. The recording just stopped on its own. Anyway, using keyboard and mouse right now.
I'm going to...
This ends here.
Here we go. I don't feel any input lags with both of controller and the keyboard, so yeah, both are great. Let's try different settings. Right now it's 1440p. DLSS set. It's DLA, I mean, with Lumen set on software this time actually. Let's see how much we get this. Ultra 1440p DLA frame gen is off. We got from 40 to 50. It's like 35, 40 to 50. We're still on 40, almost 50. GPU usage is almost 100%. Yeah, so there are some gains there, not much. Let's see if we change that to low. Maybe, no, there is not much of gains, just I think 1 FPS there. Yeah, so it's the same. Let's try DLSS quality. No, this one. Are we gonna be having like more frames? Yes. We got from 40, 50 to 60. That's great. GPU usage still almost 100%. FPS drops a bit when looking this way. We didn't have any performance gains with hardware Lumen. Sorry, mate, but I wanted to kill you. Let's try with frame gen. So we just turned the frame gen with DLSS quality, max settings possible with Lumen software, 1440p of course. And we are getting almost 100% GPU usage with 90 FPS in this location. The weather looks nice, bit cloudy. I don't speak much about the temp and stuff because it's summer and so hot in here. That's why you see GPU reach temps like 70. And that was the reason why I turned off my PBO settings for my CPU. Due to instability issues with temperature. Anyway. GPU usage still almost 100% with almost 100 FPS there. 21, 28 for the lows, that's due to stutters. I couldn't get like close detail on that one. So yeah, this was with software Lumen. Let's try different settings now. 1440p high settings DLAA, same settings with Lumen 2, setting that to high settings. Let's see how much we can get. 56 FPS, let's go down to the lake.
To arms!
Why are you trying to kill me? Whatever. Recalculating frames. GPU usage is 90%, we're bottlenecked once again. There is huge stutter there. I don't know, recalculating frames once again. Yeah, the game keeps stuttering. There are some micro stutters. I don't know, I think I felt one, but the frame graph showing something different. Yeah, so yeah, the game has a lot of stutters on this system. I don't know about other systems, could perform different there. So yeah, this was high settings, including Lumen set on high. We didn't try the by turning Lumen off on. I'll try this in a second. So let's try quality. If there is some gains. No, there is no frame gains with DLSS quality enabled. Maybe stutters are gone using this. Who knows? When I switch from DLAA to DLSS, I do feel the game got a bit smoother, but
Easily done.
that's the correct one. Anyway, I do feel the game got a bit smoother, but the performance is the same.
This ends here.
Yeah, that did end there. What's that thing over there? It's skeleton. So yeah, let's try. Go ahead and try frame gen on this. Here we go. 1440p high settings, quality, DLSS. It's peaceful actually. Let's leave. Frame gen is enabled. Same thing, I don't feel no input lags. I usually feel a lot of like latency and stuff when the FPS is less than 60. So yeah, apart from the stutters, the game is performing good on frame gen. So the stutters keeps happening for some reason. I don't know, it's kinda annoying for me. But the game's still playable. So yeah, let's do different settings. Just turned Lumen to software instead of hardware. DLSS set on DLA 1440p frame gen is off. Let's see how much we can get. 60 FPS with 100% GPU usage? No. 68, 70 FPS. Let's go back to the lake. Let's see how much we can get there. Usually the performance be different from here. This area right here usually have bit better performance than near the ruins. Always these tribes. Blade increased to 33. Another crab nearby. Here we go. He's dead. Recalculating frames. '67, 70 FPS. That's a huge performance gains there using the software Lumen. Yeah, let's try quality. Same settings with DLSS set on quality. Let's see if we get some gains there. 74 FPS, 70 with 77, 76 GPU usage. Yeah, that's less GPU usage than before with some few gains there. Let's try to go back up there. Officially we're bottlenecked. Can't we climb this? I like the colors of the sunset. So yeah, same performance. Same. Who is that guy?
You have my ear, citizen.
He's a guard. Anyway, let's try a different area. Yeah, oh, the FPS dropped to 60 in here. Anyway, let's try to move somewhere else. Yeah, it's great time to use frame gen. Here we go, frame gen with DLSS quality. Recalculating frames, GPU usage is almost 100%, dropped to 70, back to 93, 130 FPS, 3147 for the lows at the moment. The game will stutter and we will get like 10 lows, maybe 5. I don't feel any I don't feel any latency or input lag there. $25.42 for the lows. Yeah, the game is fine, playable, except those stutters are a bit annoying. Yeah, so this was frame gen. Let's try medium settings. Medium settings with DLAA turned on, Lumen set on medium, that's hardware Lumen. DLAA frame gen is off at the moment, 1440p. 57, 58 with 90% GPU usage. Let's keep going up. %80 GPU usage. 53, 52. That was huge stutter there. When entering a new area you will get these kind of stutters. Recalculating frames. Stutter again and recalculating once more. 90% GPUs. We are definitely bottlenecked there for some reason. I heard some weird noise. 60 FPS drops to 40 because of the stutter. Yeah, every time I set this to DLAA, the stutter increases. Yeah, so let's switch to quality. Alright, hold on. Recalculating, let's move. GPU usage. Yeah, that's a huge bottleneck there. Of course, it's a big game. Big game means CPU intensive one. GPU usage is 70. Dropped to 0 due to stutters. 70% with CPU almost 60%. So yeah, I think it's the same performance as DLAA with less CPU usage there. Let's try FrameGen instead of this. Then we can turn off no, not this one. This. Then we can turn off Lemon, hardware Lemon. Here we go. So GPU usage is 80%, 70 with CPU almost 60, 130 FPS with 20 gigs, almost 20 gigs RAM usage. Yeah, again, there are no stutters. What's that there? No latency? Something there. Recalculating frames because of the stutters. I don't know what happened there, it just skipped. So yeah, recalculating once more. FrameGen runs nicely, but I don't know, I never accepted the FrameGen. Guard there. So yeah, this was FrameGen. Let's turn off the Lumen, start testing with no Lumen. Push this to DLA, turn this off, keep this on high. Alright, apply. So medium settings, with Lumen software turned on, set on high, DLSS set on DLAA, frame gen is turned off. Let's see how much we can get. GPU usage is 90%, which there is some bottlenecks with 60, 70 FPS. Of course, performance can be different in other intensive areas. Indoors, performance is 10 times better. There is no need to test indoors. Wherever. So this DLA, I'm waiting for the stutters to start. I don't want to get inside there. Let's go this way. 77, 76 FPS with 90% GPU usage. I don't know, but what happened to the stutters? Oh, here we go. Oh, like the bridge up there. 80 FPS in here. Drops to 70 when looking this way, 76. Not much of the drops. So yeah, this was the LAA. Let's try same settings with DLSS quality. Same performance with bitless GPU usage. Let me check again. Yeah, same performance, no gains. So yeah, of course the CPU reached its limits, cannot push any more frames with this settings medium. Maybe it can push a bit more with low. Yeah, so let's go ahead and try frame gen. Gen is enabled. Let's see how much we can get. 130, 120 with almost 100% or 90% GPU usage, same as before, as high and ultra. Not much of performance difference there. It's not gonna be long since both perform the same, of course, because of the CPU. If you have better CPU, you're gonna be having better performance. Stutter there, recalculating frames. Let's see what's inside those walls. Another one of this screwy stuff. Recalculating once more, 150 FPS in this area. Drop to 40, 30, 50 once again. 95 GPU usage there. $150. $21 gigabytes for RAM usage. So yeah, it's the same performance as high and ultra. So yeah, let's turn on this Lumen hardware thing, push this to DLA, turn off frame gen. Let's see how much we can get in here. So low settings, we're in the middle of a forest. Should be intensive this place. Yeah, and some graphical weirdness there. That's because of the low settings. GPU usage is 95, 98, 88 I'm in with 70, almost 70 FPS there. Recalculating frames. 66. I wouldn't play the game as this. Looks bad. Stuff are popping nearby. Yeah. Oh, the game looks horrible in these settings. Looks really bad. The grass popping like. Draw distance is so close, that's why. Render distance. I think the rain affects some of the performance. I do think so, I'm not sure. Yeah, so let's go ahead and try DLSS quality. I think we're gonna be having huge bottleneck with this. Yeah, 66 GPU usage. Since this is gonna be waste of time. Same performance, yeah. So there is no point from testing this same performance except less GPU usage. Let's go ahead and try frame gen. (130 FPS, 140). So same performance with medium, high, and ultra. I don't know, I don't know. Let's follow this road. No, like the low settings looks really bad. So yeah, there is no point from testing these settings since we are not gaining any performance because of the CPU. Let's go ahead and try Lumen with software settings. So yeah, DLA, low settings, Lumen software, frame gen is off. Let's see how much we can get. 80 FPS, 81, we're bottlenecked by the CPU again. GPU usage dropped to 70 there, and now it's almost 100%. We're having small bottleneck there, but yeah. This settings is horrible, to be honest. I don't recommend you playing this game. It's gonna be a horrible experience and smooth at the same time. So yeah, I think let's just go ahead and skip all of this to quality. Is gonna be like huge bottleneck with same performance. There is some few gains there, yeah, just some few FPS. With less GPU usage. Let's go ahead and try frame gen. Whoa, we're getting 170 frame gen with low quality. I mean with software Lumen, 170. We had 140 with all of the settings we tested before. I don't know, what am I? 140, 50 there, 170. Yeah, there is definitely gains with these settings, but does not worth it. Looks horrible. So yeah, I'll download the mod that turns off Lemon completely and see how much we can get. So, I just installed the No Lumen Mod, which is actually the settings are, let's check the settings first. Ultra. When you install the No Lumen Mod, you will still see the Lumen options right here. Don't worry about it, just ignore them. DLAA frame gen is off. And we are back at the very first scene, which we had like 35, 30 FPS, and now we are getting 46. It's not a huge performance jump, but Lemon is turned off at the moment. No lot of stutters and stuff. By the way, Lemon options are still have effects on the game's performance. If you let me show you. If you like go here and turn off the hardware lumen, you will see all the reflections in the water are gone with 10 more frames. Anyway, let's enable hardware back on. I'm just gonna test ultra settings. We're back to the 40s. Less stutters than before.
Well, well, look who we've got here!
Take that! Show me what you've
Just
got.
die, dude. There we go. So yeah, with about 10 to 15 FPS more, depends on the location you are in. What's that? It's another crab. Anyway, but if we actually start using DLSS, set that to quality, we get like 60 to 70 FPS in here. And we didn't get that in when was the Lumen activated. So yeah, let me know in the comments, would you play this with Lumen turned on or off? "70 FPS with DLSS quality turned on." We had like 40 to... Oh, the DLSS quality did not have any effects when it was turned on. What's going on? So yeah, let's all look at the... Yeah, so with using the Lumen Beacon mod, you will get these on the trees. You can see that weird flicker in there. I wouldn't play with this mod. Look at the trees, it's flickery. That's because Lumen is turned off. Let's try this. Yeah, it's still the same. Let's try to push the CPU to its max, so maybe we can see the highest frames we can get with Lumen turned off. It's 75, so same performance as with the mod on. This is the max FPS you can reach. Of course, with frame gain is turned off. So yeah. This was Oblivion Remastered on Ryzen 7 5700X, RTX 5070, 32 gigs of DDR4 RAM. Let me know in the comments, would you like this game with Lumen Mod on or off? I prefer it with Lumen, of course. Looks much better. And yeah, so if you wanna see me testing other games, just let me know in the comments. Subscribe if you are new to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.